All right. So again, welcome everybody. And I want to thank everybody who's taken the time to join today's session. My name is Frank Terlep, and I'm the co-founder of Auto Accelerators. And in today's session, we're going to introduce you. You'll be one of the first people in the industry to see what I believe is an industry first, a totally ADAS and calibration focused information, knowledge, and repair procedure platform. So that's going to round out our three solutions that help the industry estimate, calibrate, and validate ADAS equipped vehicles. So again, today you're going to see a product that combines mobile technology and web technology that's going to be able to provide ADAS and calibration information, knowledge, and repair procedures to anyone, anywhere, at any time. And so a lot of people say, well, Terlep, why the hell would you want to create a product that you can give ADAS knowledge and information and repair procedures to anyone, anywhere, anytime? Well, I'll give you some reasons why we did it. So today, there's 75,000 or 75 million ADAS equipped vehicles on the road today. In less than 5 years, there's going to be 130 million. Beginning in 2022, the verbal agreement between the government and all the OEM manufacturers stated that all the vehicles that have ADAS included in it. Well, most of them are ahead of that verbal agreement. So that's one reason. Here's another reason. Here's two more reasons. And these reasons that scare the living hell out of me. Okay, 16% and 12.7%. Okay, the 16%, that number comes from a survey from shop owners. And the survey asked them, do you have the training and tools to handle ADAS? And 16% of them said yes. Only 16%. That scares the hell out of me. The 12.7%, that's CCC's data on the recent model year estimates where they found a line item stating there needed a calibration on the vehicle. Only 12.7% of the estimates. So that's a problem, in my opinion. So that's another reason why we did it. And then of course, quickly the shops being able to quickly, accurately to identify systems components and the calibration requirements. And then again, all of you, if you're not doing it, your employees are doing it. The tremendous amount of time that employees are spending researching information related to ADAS and calibrations. And then last but not least, ADAS affects steering, acceleration, and braking. So in my world, documentation for any repairs or calibrations to these type of systems is critical. So that's another reason why we did it. So there's several reasons why we did it. So our vision of what you're going to see is we wanted to create the fastest, the easiest, and most accurate way to identify ADAS systems, the components that make up those systems, and the calibrations that are required related to those components in the systems. Second of all, we wanted to dramatically reduce the amount of time that employees and businesses spend on ADAS and calibration research. I mean, they spend a ton of time. What you're going to see is what we hope will ultimately end up to be the place to go in the industry for any ADAS and or calibration related information. And then of course, I've got the mom and apple pie in me. I want to help the industry improve its ADAS and calibrations knowledge. I want to help the industry improve its documentation when it comes to ADAS repair and calibration. And I would like to see that 12.7% of CCC's numbers go to the real number, which is probably more like 50 to 70% of the estimates that are being written today. So that's what our vision is, what you're going to see. So let's take a look at our proposed workflow in a business that's repairing ADAS equipped vehicles. So the first step is when that vehicle arrives at the facility, whoever is greeting that customer when that vehicle arrives, all they would need to do is scan the VIN barcode or the QR code in GM's case. And immediately we're capturing the ADAS systems associated with that vehicle and that VIN. And so at that point, if that person is not educated or knowledgeable in ADAS, they've done their job. And I'll show you why they've done their job in a minute. But if they are knowledgeable and they can have a conversation with the customer, this is the great opportunity at this point to say, hey, Mrs. Smith, did you know that your car has adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, blah, 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 blah. And if they're even more knowledgeable, they can drill into each of those systems and they can actually look at the components that make up those systems, where those systems are located, and what type of ADAS calibration it's going to need. Is it a static or is it a dynamic? And oh, by the way, again, if they're more knowledgeable, they're also going to have access to iCar information, to OEM links to other information. They're going to have access to videos. They're going to have access to position statements, all related to ADAS and calibrations. So again, going back to the workflow, car arrives, customer greeting the person greeting the customer scans the VIN. At this point, if they are not knowledgeable, what's going to happen is the estimator or repair planner now has access to that same information. They don't have to do anything but open up the application, find the VIN number, and then click on that vehicle to view the ADAS systems. So you can see here, they've got the ADAS systems. You can see here, there's videos. But at this point, they now have access to all the information on that vehicle based on the VIN. Now, if they want to dig into that quickly, they just simply click on toggle open, and then they can view all the components that make up that system, that ADAS system. So in this case, on this Nissan, the ADAS intelligent cruise control module is in the trunk and the sensor is in the grille. Those two components are the two main components for the adaptive cruise control on this Nissan. If you're looking at blind spot, same deal. You've got the blind spots in the trunk, system in the trunk, and you've got the control unit. So again, on the dashboard. Anyway, so you can see I can drill in. Now, if I click on this intelligent cruise control, I'm now the repair planner or the estimator, I'm literally taken to a laundry list of all the ADAS and calibration information and repair procedures related to that specific component. So if I want to learn about the description and information or operation about that component, I click on it and it literally takes me to all the ADAS, all the repair procedure and information related to that particular component on that particular car for that particular ADAS system. And if I want to dig into that, I literally just click on the link and I'm immediately taken to the ADAS repair procedures related to that component in ALLDATA. So as you can see, the requirement for typing in VINs, typing in search options, typing in everything to find the ADAS and calibration requirements is eliminated. Also, the additional ADAS information is available with a click of a mouse. And in this case, again, this is Nissan related. And you can see here, we give them access to RTS. Or if you're going to go for the Nissan information system, you can log in right from here. The Nissan iCar information on bumper repairs, the 360. You can even quickly get to any Nissan owner's manual through here, through the clicks. So you can see what we're trying to do is put everything in one place. So no one has to go to multiple places to get access for ADAS and calibration information. And at the end, you can auto-generate a report which can go in the file. So again, for each ADAS system, you're going to have the component, the location, and the type of calibration that particular component is going to need. So that's the workflow. Now let me kind of walk you through, I'm going to walk you through a live demo. Now live demos are always tricky online, but I'm going to try it and let's see what happens. So we've got two cars here. What I'm going to do is the first workflow I'm going to show you, I'm actually going to scan a VIN with the app. Okay. So let me move this app over and hopefully you can see the app. If you can see the app, shake your head up and down. If that's the case, I'm assuming you can. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit scan VIN and I'm now going to take this phone and I'll now scan that VIN on the screen. And you can see it's come up and said, okay, this is a 2020 Nissan. Yes. I could put an RO number in there if I chose to. If I don't want to, I don't have to. And now I'm going to be taken to that particular vehicle's ADAS components. Okay, and at this point, if I want to look at collision avoidance system, I just go here. And now I'm looking at, for this Nissan, all the components that make up the collision avoidance system. And in this case, there's a control unit that's in the trunk. There's the ICC sensor that's in the grille. And then there's a lane camera that's in the windshield. So let's take a look at what type of calibration do I have to do to this camera. Come on, Mr. Computer. Okay, so in this case, it's taking me to the informational links. And now I want to look at, well, what adjustments will I have to make to this camera? So I press on adjustments and it says, oh, camera aiming. Okay, boom. And so now if I had my all data open, it would literally take me directly into my all data, into all the aiming procedures for that particular camera. So pretty cool. So that's the app. Now let me walk you. So also let me go back to the app and let me kind of walk you through this here. So also you can view any pending inspections. So what happens is as soon as someone scans that vehicle's VIN, when the vehicle arrives on site, all of that information is stored in pending. So anybody can go in later and say, well, let me take a look at this Nissan. Let me take a look at this. And then let me take a look at this warning system. And let me take a look at this very quickly. So that's the app. Now, I'm now going to show you, and again, hopefully this will work. I'm now going to show you, I'm going to copy this VIN. Oh, let me go back. I'm going to copy this VIN. I'm just going to show you the other way you can get to this if you're on a desktop. So if I'm on a desktop, I can copy that VIN and I can literally just paste it here and create an inspection. And this is for 2020 Ford Fusion, by the way. Pick it and I can view. And now you can see here, I have access to all the ADAS components related to that particular 2020 Ford Fusion. So in this case, I want to toggle it open. And you can see here, adaptive cruise control is handled by the cruise control module, which is in the front bumper, and any calibrations related to that is static. Blind spots handled by the side obstacle detection module. By the way, you'll notice we're using the actual OEM part descriptions, not generic. Now, the categories we've genericized based on AAA and SAE, but we wanted to keep the OEM manufacturer information as part of this so people would recognize it. Again, in the rear bumper, static. Collision warning system, again, CoPilot 360, side obstacle, lane departure, right? Forward camera, dynamic. So you can see here, we're tracking that. In this case, we've got park assist system. So we've got active park sensors, we've got reverse sensing. And again, you can see here all the different type of calibrations that are required. If I want to dig into the cruise control module, and again, internet may be a little slow, but all I do is click on that and it's going to take me to, again, the categories for which are going to be related to that particular sensor. So in this case, Where are they located at? Again, I can look for locations. How does it work? Click there, boom, take me directly into all data without having to do any search. Okay. How do I test and inspect it? Everything here related to how do I service and repair it? Again, takes you directly to the all data components in the system. So again, that can be done with any of these systems. I'll go to the active park assist sensors. And in this case, okay, how do I service and repair them? Front aid, rear aid, bumper cover, just click here. Again, you're taken directly to that front parking aid, all the details related to that front parking aid. So again, got a chance to show you the app and as well as the web portal. So in either case, I want to go back to our philosophy is the best workflow would be someone who's greeting the customer would scan the VIN, or in GM's case, the QR code. So now you have that information right at the front end. There's no searching for the information later. All of the ADAS and calibration information is there at the front end. So benefits, I'm not going to read this laundry list, but there's a ton of benefits associated by implementing this platform. I mean, number one, I have access to all the ADAS calibration and repair procedures and information I need in seconds. I don't have to spend time searching. I scan the VIN, I have the information there. Hopefully you were able to see how quickly we were able to get to that information and how much time we reduce in terms of searching. And again, you could go through this laundry list. There's just a ton of benefit, in our belief, a ton of benefits. So the next question, obviously, so what does it cost? Well, there's going to be two options for ADAS CoPilot and ADAS CoPilot Pro. If you don't feel you need access to repair procedures, or if you don't use all data, you'll still get all the components, all the locations, all the calibration information, as well as all the additional ADAS and calibration related information from iCar, from the OEMs. And that's $99 a month or $999 a year. When we go live, by the way, this product will not go live till after SEMA. The standard price for ADAS CoPilot Pro, including immediate access to the repair procedures, would be $17.99 annually or $159 a month. Now, it's important to understand that for this to work, you must have an all data subscription for us to be able to access the all data information. Now, as early adopters or as early people who are interested in this platform, we're offering anybody who participates in our pre-release webinars, simple $119 a month subscription during the pre-order process. So very, very, very affordable. And if you want to pre-order the system, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it in the chat.
Hey, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Gene Lopez.
Hey, Gene.
What did I just miss? I thought it was $99 a month.
You can get the product without the access to all data, with all the other information, without the direct access to the repair procedures for $99 a month. So for example, let me show you what I mean. So if I go here, close this. So you would get the same information, Gene, that you're seeing on the screen here, and this same information here, but there would be no links in here to take you to all data or other third-party repair procedures. Does that make sense?
Well, I understand, but it doesn't make sense. Because I'm already paying for all data. And now, because I'm paying for all data, it's costing me another $20 a month to use your system.
there's a cost to the integration, Gene, and the cost to what we've done in terms of development.
Okay. All right. No, I appreciate that part. It just the way you my dog is interrupting me and my lunch. Go
You
away.
and the pooch.
The way you brought it to us was like, because you're previewing this, we're going to give you a deal, and it didn't seem like a deal.
Well, it is a deal because when this goes live after November 6th, it's going to be $159 a month.
Okay.
So pre-orders are at $119.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
$480 a year in reduced pricing.
Got it.
By the way, so let me see. Let me look at this. Okay, so Dan has a question. Is this actual ADAS equipment or possibly can be on the car? I'm assuming that is the question. This is the actual ADAS equipment that's on the vehicle based on the VIN. So what the VIN does, when I scan the VIN, it associates with build data, other third-party data. What we do is we license multiple databases, and we associate that VIN with these multiple databases. And then we look for all the ADAS-related information based on the VIN in those databases. We filter it out, and then we present the ADAS components specific to that vehicle based on that VIN. So I hope that answered your question, Dan. Rob, it would be handy if it would identify systems that need to be reinitialized. Rob, great point. That doesn't mean it doesn't do it today. That doesn't mean we couldn't do it, right? Again, right now we're really focused on. I love the idea, by the way. I love the idea. And again, without, I don't like to sell blue sky. This is what we have, right? But imagine if you could scan the VIN and everything you needed related to the ADAS or any of the repair procedures were put in the same format, that I didn't have to search for all that crap. So, but I love your idea. That's a great idea. So consider that as a note to us to look forward to that. No, I love that idea. Any other questions from anybody, either through the, I will unmute people if they want.
Hey, Frank, Gene again.
Yes, Gene.
So let me just take one of our 13 locations. The monthly subscription, how many people with smartphones can open this app?
Today, it's only by location. So that means it wouldn't be limited to the number of people in the shop.
No. Okay, so
let's pick one of your locations, location one, right?
Duarte. And
Duarte.
There are as many as 5 individuals who would go out to that car, depending on what's going on.
No limit.
Okay.
They could all use it.
Okay.
But the subscription is by rooftop. Okay.
Right.
Physically by the rooftop.
Right.
And there is no per transaction fee. There is no limitation fee. It is a standard monthly subscription fee today. So it's not like you get, I don't know, let me throw a number out. You get 150 reviews and then you got to pay more. No, today it's a flat fee. So I don't believe in trying limitation. The other thing, Gene and everybody, it's a month. So if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. My guess, it probably would. But again, we don't want to lock anybody in. I've never believed in that ever in my history in the industry.
Right. So what do we send you our all data license? How do we handle that?
Well, that's a really good question. So today, here's what all data tells us, because we really haven't gone through what I'll call the normal process. When you register through us and then you go to log in through us, Gene, through the API that we have with all data, they're going to recognize you as a customer.
Oh, okay.
They've got the technology in the back end to say, hey, look, Sider Collision in Duarte is already a customer. Boom.
Okay.
So they're trying to make it relatively simple. So
Good.
so again, here's a couple questions and answers I think are important. Can you subscribe today? The answer is no. The only way you can subscribe is through the pre-order link, or you can sign up as a beta shop. We're not taking any subscriptions today until after SEMA. Do you need to be an all-data subscriber? Yes and no. And Gene, I think I already answered that for you. What model years are covered? So today, we cover anything from 2017 to 2021. We're presently working on 2022, and we're also working on earlier models. The older the vehicle, the less accurate the data is. And so we may go back to 2015, but we're still working through that. Do we handle all manufacturers? The answer today is no. We don't have Mercedes, we don't have Mini, we don't have Volvo, and we don't have Jag and Range Rover. But again, they're pretty small. That's a pretty small sampling of our vehicles. And is ADAS CoPilot Pro available outside the United States? Not today. So again, those are some of the questions I thought that might come up. Any other questions?
Nice presentation, Frank. I like what you put together here, and that must have been a tremendous amount of hard work to accomplish all that. Definitely interested, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. Really appreciate that.
So you can assume most every car, other than the couple that you mentioned, like BMW and Lexus and all the rest of them, they're covered.
BMW's in there, Lexus is in there. Remember, Lexus and Toyota, right, Rob? Similar systems, right? Acura, Audi, Honda, and again, depending on the configuration, the year, like for example, we have 3 different configurations for Audi because they changed some of their systems over time. Kia has more systems on newer vehicles than older systems, right? But anyway, so that's part of what we do is look at what's in the vehicles to make sure that we can address it. And also, by the way, it's important to understand, if all data doesn't have it, when you go to look at it through our system, it ain't there.
Yeah, but you'll have links to the OEMs. If all
I'll link to the OEM information system, which you could log into. Correct. Yeah. And then as things come out in the industry, like, how GM came out with their document, their PDF document, and Honda came out with their PDF document, all that stuff is already in here. So again, you don't have to go search for it anywhere. And as you saw on the Nissan, all of Nissan's positioning statements are already in here. So if you're working on a Nissan, you can go to one place, it's all there.
Got it. Will you, I know you're recording this. Can we get a copy of it so we can run this past the team?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Robert. We're going to send that to you after we're done. Everybody who registered. Any other questions from anybody?
Really nice work. Appreciate it.
This is Dan. I got one. I just wanted more clarification as far as how are you determining what systems or modules are in a particular vehicle if you're not connecting to the vehicle, or are you accessing actual build data to get that?
So Dan, great question. And what you're gonna, when I say this, don't take it as I'm trying to skirt any questions. We license multiple databases. Some of it is build data. Some of it is other sticker data. There's other data from other databases that tie systems on a vehicle to a VIN. Okay. And so what we do through all those databases, and by the way, that's when I said to Robert earlier, the older the vehicle, the less accurate the information is, right? Once we scan the VIN, we actually go out and look at all these databases. Some of it's build data, some of it's from other databases. And then we look for all the different ADAS and calibration information related to that VIN. And then we present what all of those databases say are associated with that particular VIN and that particular vehicle. Does that make sense?
Okay. So it's still, you're doing the best you can with the available data to get what's actually on that car.
All right, I'll give you an example, Dan. Like on a 2015, we probably have a 60% accuracy rate. On a 2020, we're at 95, 98%. Because
Okay.
the data is more readily available. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But just FYI, we're constantly looking for other sources of data. Again, we just reviewed some build data from a large provider of data in the industry. And the way how can I say it? The way they organize it and present it is not as good as what we're presenting today. So, you probably already know this, Dan, and everybody. Some organizations do a much better job with build data than others, right? And so we're trying to standardize those data components today for ADAS and calibration. And so again, are we going to be perfect? No one's perfect, right? But we feel pretty good about, 2017 to 2021, 2022. As I said, we're working on that right now. And we feel pretty good about that as well. But again, Mercedes, Volvo, we don't have really good information for that today.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. Any other questions from anybody? Any comments? Good, bad, or indifferent? I mean,
Yeah. Hey, Frank, Gene Lopez again. Great looking product. You mentioned 2015, but you also said you're looking at vehicles 2017 and newer. What if we do scan a 2015 or 2014 vehicle? Will this tool provide any information?
well, you know what, Gene? I think it's a good question. Let me see if I can find. Let me find a 20. Let me find a 20. Let me think if I can find a 20. I'll show you. I mean, let's just kind of go through it together. See what happens. How about a 2016? Will that work, Gene?
Yeah.
So I'm going to scan a 2016. 2016. This is a Ford Escape. Okay. Again, everybody who's watching this, I'm experiencing the same thing you are. So I have no idea what's going to come up. Okay. Titanium. Let's view it. And this is the 2016. So adaptive cruise control, let's take a look. And you see here, I don't have the links to those particular components on a 2016. See the difference? But I do know what systems are in the car. So that's what you get, Gene, today. And as we go back, as we expand what we're doing, we'll go back. My guess is 2016 is probably where we'll stop. And again, you, Gene, and everybody on the call knows this better than I do. Typically in our industry, the vehicles that you're repairing, a majority of them are 5 years or newer, right? And so that's why we kind of picked 2017 and also 2017 going forward, there was more and more ADAS on vehicles than 2016, 2015, blah, blah, blah. So hopefully that answered your question, Gene.
You did. Thanks.
Any other questions? Again, you can unmute yourself to ask any questions you have.
Are you expecting to be able to get Mercedes on board?
Well, Robert, the answer is yes. We have the data. Right now, I'm not really satisfied with what we've got. Put it that way, right?
Fair enough.
Particularly on the newer model. I mean, again, for all of you who use all data, they're okay, but you start to get to the newer models and their coverage is not as good as I would like to see it either, by the way, right? Ultimately, Robert and everybody, we want to take this technology to the OEMs and say, hey, John Eck or whatever, look, we don't want to change your model. We just want to make it easier for your customers that are using your systems to access your information. Because again, anybody who uses an OEM information system understands how clumsy it can be. Yeah, Robert, I know. Yeah, believe me, I know.
Yeah, it's like an Easter egg hunt, only not as fun.
And none of the stuff, it's funny. It's like in a lot of cases, the stuff is not where it's supposed to be, right? You think it's supposed to be here, but it's over here.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're trying to solve that. I think, and again, for all of you who are in the business, you know this, the amount of time that we spend on research today, and the other problem is, getting reimbursed, and that's a whole nother conversation. But just the time it takes to get and research stuff, it takes away from productive time, right? And you add more administrative expense to the process instead of actually production time. So we're trying to solve some of those problems.
Good. Looks like a great product, Frank.
Robert, thank you so much. I appreciate your comments and everybody else's. So again, in the link, we're going to send the video, the recorded video. If you're comfortable, if you want to get the early bird pricing, the links in the chat. If you have any, I'm going to put my mobile number in here. So if anybody wants to call me directly and have any conversations in more detail, that's my mobile number I just sent to everybody. So please feel free to call me or text me, whatever you want. And again, I can't thank you enough for number one, attending, and also number two, for all the positive feedback. We're pretty excited.
Great presentation, Frank.
Thanks, Freddie.
Great product.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it tremendously. Thanks, everybody. And again, I'll give you back 20 minutes of your time for your life. Thanks so much. Take care.
All the best.
Bye.